Hey, this is Bestsiteever. My name is Roman Strakov, and in this video I'll show you the Bestsiteever mosaic tool. This is a free website that allows you to upload a photo and get a nice PDF file with mosaic schema so that you can make your own Rubik's Cube masterpieces. This is very easy to use, so let me give you a quick demo and then I'll go into more advanced features that this tool has. First thing you do is you go to bestsiteever.ru/mosaic and then upload a picture. Let's say I prefer this picture. And now I have to specify the number of cubes I have. So let's say I have a total of 400 cubes, so I can make 17 by 23 mosaic. And of course I have to crop the picture so that only face is on the mosaic. And I click next, so it says select the best looking picture. Let's say I prefer this one, and then it says continue with this image or replace it. So let's say I want to replace it with this one, and maybe do it one more time, and finally press continue with this image. Here on the final stage I can make tiny adjustments, so let's say I want this picture to be a bit less yellowish and maybe has a bit less orange stickers, and that's it. I can download a PDF file, takes only a fraction of a second, and now I have the PDF file that clearly shows the schema and which cube should go where. So in order to assemble this mosaic I have to solve a bunch of bluish cubes there and solve a bunch of next cubes, place them there, and so on. It also tells me how many cubes are nearly solved so that I can prepare them in beforehand. And that's it. I can print it or I can send it to my mobile device and have my mosaic solved. Before talking about features, let me tell you that if you prefer to make mosaic pictures yourself and you just need a tool that will split your picture into the PDF file, then this is exactly the tool you need. So let me demonstrate it by opening this PNG picture of a muffin. Here each pixel represents a sticker in a cube, so it has 25 by 25 3x3 cubes. All you need to do is just drag and drop this file into the mosaic website and make sure that the palette matches. I'll talk about the palette later, but if you do so, you will get exactly the same picture and you can download PDF for it, and it will have the same schema, so you can use it to assemble this mosaic that you made yourself. So okay, now let's talk about features. First off, the quality of your final mosaic depends greatly on the quality of your original picture. To make it obvious, I have prepared good examples and bad examples. This is a bad example number one. The resolution of the picture doesn't matter as much as the lighting conditions. Notice how the light on this picture is from behind the faces or from the side. This results in a very low contrast faces, and you see the color tones on the different parts of the face barely distinguishable. I can pretty much guarantee that this picture would not make a great mosaic. So unfortunately, the best that you can make from this picture is this one. This is a good example number one. On this picture, the light falls right on our faces, which make very tiny face details visible. This is naturally a very high contrast photo and it will produce a good mosaic. This is a bad example number two. Here I have not removed the background, so dark background and dark hair, they will make blue color on the mosaic, which isn't really good either. You can experiment with your original picture to see what fits best and what makes best mosaics. Now let's talk about specifying number of cubes and cropping the image. Bestsiteever Mosaics allows you to make mosaics from cubes from 2x2 up to 7x7. You can see that the aspect ratio changes as you change number of cubes, but you cannot change it by dragging the frame, and I think it's really convenient. Now you can use mouse wheel to zoom in and zoom out. You can drag by the picture to change the position of the picture, and you can drag the frame, of course, to change the position of the frame. Now let's talk about methods that are used in order to convert the original picture into this tiny one that only uses 6 colors of the Rubik's Cube. Notice how first 6 pictures are different from the rest of them. The first 6 pictures use the gradient methods. To understand better how it works, you can view the GitHub page and read the README file. But basically, it converts the original picture into the grayscale and then it matches the colors, the color tones rather. This is the reason you can freely upload grayscale pictures and they will still look great on mosaics. The next method is called dithering. The idea here is to try to represent the original color with the colors of the Rubik's Cube. You can specify the gain level for the pictures, and highly gained pictures may not look great when you are standing close to the mosaic or when you look close to the picture, but when you look from far away, which we can simulate by blurring the preview, you can see how close this blurred picture is to the original one, and the colors are practically identical. The next two pictures use the same dithering method but without blue color, and two that follow after them use the same method but without green color, which sometimes can be better. Two that follow after them use just another dithering method, so definitely experiment with them and try to see which results they produce, but spoiler alert, they work better for logos. This last one uses the closest color method. The way it works is it takes average color inside each pixel zone and replaces it with the closest color from the Rubik's Cube, which is orange for portraits. So it definitely doesn't work for portraits, but it works for logos, as you can see with this Google Chrome logo. Also, this YJ logo makes into a good mosaic because it only has colors that are present on the Rubik's Cube. Let's talk about preview features. If you want to preview how your mosaic will look like if you make them from black plastic cubes, then you can easily do it, or white plastic. As well as blurring, this will simulate how the picture will look like from far away. Then there is a PDF block size. It defines how many cubes are on one PDF page. So if you change it to 4 to 5, it will make 20 cubes on one page. So you end up with less pages on the PDF file. Outputting bottom to top is default because when your frame stands vertically, when you assemble the mosaic, it's natural to assemble bottom cubes first and then stack cubes on top of them. But you can change it to top to bottom, which may be convenient if you are using this software for drawing or artworks instead of Rubik's Cube mosaics. The next feature is Edit Pixel by Pixel. What it does is it downloads the image, so-called miniature. This is just an image where each pixel represents a sticker on the cube. So you can open it in the external editor and modify individual pixels or change the background for the mosaic, which I do sometimes, or even add your signature. And then in order to apply the changes, you simply re-upload edited miniature to the website, and then you can download a PDF file. Sometimes what I do is I combine multiple miniatures in order to make a good mosaic. So the way I do this is make tiny adjustments so that the, for example, hair look good, and then download this miniature, and then I make another adjustments to make, let's say, mouth to look good and download miniature for that. And then when I have multiple miniatures where different parts of the face look good, I combine them in Photoshop and then re-upload the resulting miniature so that I have my custom edited mosaic in different parts of the face, so the resulting picture looks better than any individual picture that I can make with this software. Now let's talk about another useful feature, which is Palette Editor. If you have black stickers on your cube instead of green, you can just enable black and disable green. As simple as that. You can also edit colors individually or even add your own color. Just make sure that all your colors are in the order of darkness, so the darkest color should be on top and the brightest on bottom in order to palette method to work. The advanced settings of Palette Editor allows you to avoid using individual colors in gradients. So as you can see, the green color isn't used in gradient method because on portraits it usually doesn't look great. But if we want, you can enable it instead of blue and make it a bit darker. The result is weird, but sometimes that's what you need. There is also a feature that's called Dry ED. This is extremely geeky stuff, but let me demonstrate it anyways. Remember how I told you about dithering methods? How these two don't use blue color and these two don't use green? Well, guess what? You can also exclude other colors from this dithering. Let's say you have pink color on your cube and you don't want it to appear on your mosaic. And this is the way you do it. Definitely don't be afraid experimenting with colors, because if you totally screw up, you can always restore the defaults. One more feature that is extremely useful when you print your PDF on paper using the black and white printer. You can make it draw letters and do not use colors. And this is how the resulting PDF will look like. Each letter stands for its color. and you can specify letters and colors in the palette editor. You can also generate PDF with colors and letters on top of them. If you want to do that for some reason, this will also work. That's it about features. You can share your thoughts and suggestions on the Speed Solving forum. I am always reading them. This project is open source, which means you can get the source code on GitHub and use it in any which way you see fit. And of course, you can support the project, which is the best way to show that what I've made was somewhat useful. I hope this video improves your experience in making mosaics. If you have questions, you can ask them on forum or in this video's comments. Happy mosaic building!